One second here. Somebody's calling the store.
What's up, pickers and grinners? Welcome to the FretJob. The FretJob is a live video podcast where we dig into the bones of the guitar world, and our discussions touch on pretty much anything with strings, anything that makes music or has anything to do with music. The FretJob is broadcasted live from FretJob Guitars, Kentucky's premier guitar store and full-service luthier shop, located at 816 Stanford Road in Danville, Kentucky. And I'm going to hand it over to my friend and co-host here, the owner and professional luthier at FretJob Guitars, Mr. Brandon Edwards. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning. What is up, pickers and grinners? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the FretJob. My name is Brandon Edwards. I'm the owner, luthier here at FretJob Guitars. How's everybody doing today? Let me introduce my co-host, Jonathan Recorder. We got a fun-filled episode. Anything real estate, anything acoustic guitars, harmonica, any kind of microphone audio stuff. He's your genius that way. And also, I want to give a shout out to Dave Strumfield. Check him out. Our great and wonderful intro you just heard. You can find him at Dave Strumfield on all social medias, and you can catch him at a show near you in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Dave's down there killing it in Nashville. Thanks for that intro music, Dave. Man, we got a episode this morning that
different than our normal.
It's a little different than what we usually do, but we're going to talk about stuff we like, and hopefully you all like some of this stuff too. And maybe you'll find out about some new stuff today and go check it out. But we picked out some things today. We picked out some reverb finds, and we also picked out some of our favorite gear that we have, instruments, gear, whatever, that we have that we use, regularly. So
all right,
we're going to talk a little bit about it.
Do you want to read the question of the day to him? Something new we're starting?
Question of the day. I can't see the question of the day.
What is the worst piece of gear you ever bought?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You want to answer that? And then I'll answer that.
Worst piece of gear I've ever bought.
And you guys
I haven't had much time to think about it since you told me about that. I've had some bad stuff.
All right, I'll go while you're thinking.
I didn't care much. I had a Martin Dreadnought Jr., and I'm not saying it was bad, but it was probably one of the guitars that I got that I wanted to go ahead and get rid of. And I'm a Martin guy, so it wasn't my favorite guitar I've ever had. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It's still a good little piece, though. I can't call it the worst piece, but I got rid of it quick.
All right, I'll go. I went, and I don't know where I was at. I think I was at a flea market. I bought this Chinese knockoff multi-effects pedal, like big, and it was obviously like Chinese and didn't even have a brand name on it. And I got it back home, and literally it sounded like garbage.
Yeah.
So bad that it was just literally, it was awful.
Yeah,
awful.
In music stuff, man, I've bought some, most of the stuff I've bought in music has been instruments themselves, where I don't play much plugged up stuff or anything. I don't really use a lot of equipment. I'll tell you what, some of the equipment I'll talk about as we go on through this topic is stuff that I use for what we're doing right now. And then that's a lot of the pro audio equipment I've had experience with.
Yeah, so we're going to have a fun-filled episode. We want y'all to be in there with us this morning. Hey,
before we get started,
thanks for liking the stream.
Yeah, what's up, Lee? Glad to see you on here. Before we even get started, what is you're still doing open mic night this coming Tuesday, right, and Saturday?
Yep, tonight. So open mic night's fun. We love the people that come out. Crowd, people's great, great food, great times, and great experiences. Bring your talent. Come on.
That's tonight at Mi Pueblo Taqueria number 2.
On the patio.
That is on the patio.
And I'm going to mention this. I'm going to say also one of the things I like is come on support. I'm trying to build that up, get a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, get out there and do it, y'all. Bring your instrument, bring your talent, and show them what you got. Let's get on into this topic a little bit. Where you want to start at? You want to start on our own stuff or the reverb stuff?
We'll start on, we're going to do reverb finds in today's topic as well. Talk about that. I've got some reverb finds. I'm gonna pull up each piece of these gear for us to see. So
Yeah.
you guys are gonna see many versions of us because I'm gonna be screen sharing, and I'm gonna screen share with you too.
Let's do it.
So,
Is this your stuff or mine first?
um,
Oh, that's yours. I'm gonna let you go with it.
if I could get back to where I'm trying to get to, that would be incredibly great. For some reason,
I'm happy looking at that right there myself.
well, we know why.
That's I'm not a big guitar guy, but if I was gonna go big, I'd go big. That I really like that. I like that model, man. I love the bridges on those.
If I could figure this out, that would be great.
Oh wow! I'm just sitting there reading that. We're gonna have to talk about that one first.
I will, for sure.
It's already there.
If I could figure this out, I'd be already telling you.
Death clock's ticking.
I know the death clock's ticking. Sorry.
Lee Sinkhorn's falling asleep on you.
Yeah, sorry. So I guess you just won't see us in this, and we'll just go through. So there'll be no.
Yeah, they'll be able to hear us.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So this is. I guess we'll do reverb fines first, since I'm already here.
Yeah.
This is a 1993 J200 Special Koa. So this is.
It's a big money purchase, but man, that's a lot of guitar right there.
Look at that thing. How beautiful that is.
Yeah, and it's got some age on it,
Lee said he's still awake.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's a lot of guitar. It's a lot of money, but it's a lot of guitar, and it's got some age on it. Being a '93, it's that top's had some time to open up. Koa, I mean,
look at that. Hey,
you never see those in Koa.
Look at the money shot there.
Yeah, man.
Would this be a guitar that you would play? It's had
absolutely.
one of the
Absolutely. Yeah, if I was going to buy a big body guitar, I mean, if I was going to buy a Gibson, period, it would either be that or it would be like an L00. But
so this is a custom shop.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd play it every day if I had it.
That's got some age to it already from being from '93.
Yeah, you can tell it.
These are what dreams are made of.
Yeah, that's a nice piece, man. And I tell you what, most of those you see are maple, and the Koa is gonna, I think you'll have a little bit more bass, a little bit more lows in the Koa than you will in the maple ones.
Yes, and I've these things are sweet things. I just love a J200.
I've got instruments made of Koa, man, and it is some warm, really
Let us
good
know your all
sounding
thoughts
wood.
in the comment section here about this. Go now. This is my dream guitar, a J200, and one like this is actually, if I had $5,000 right now, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's the above and beyond dream version of it.
Guys, I am literally like this close to not like trying to, like, I better get off this because I'm going to end up getting myself in debt.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah, I figured somebody may comment. You're next.
I'm next. Yeah, pop it up. All right.
Tell me when to scroll over and all that stuff.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guitar. Some of you may be familiar with them, but Waterloo's a company it's a brand that it's under the Collins brand, or Collings brand. I'm sorry. And this particular one, Waterloo is their endeavor into making vintage inspired instruments that are almost to spec, but even better, man. They're even better. This one right here is basically a recreation, their version of a early Stella guitar that would have been made way back in the day. That one's got and it's an odd wood for a guitar, but in this particular guitar, it sounds excellent. It's got solid cherry back and sides, and that's something that me and Brandon have had conversations about on here. It's not your typical tone wood, but if the person making the guitar or the maker that's making the guitar is, just astounding, they can make a lot of different woods that are not conventional sound really good. But that guitar's got acrylic inlays. I've watched a lot of reviews on the guitar. I've wanted one for a long time, but as you can see, it's kind of like that Gibson, it's kind of like unobtainium right now. $7,500. I just don't pay that kind of money for guitars.
All right. So I'm gonna scroll over on some of these.
Yeah,
pictures.
Scroll over. Let's look at some more pictures.
And by the way, if you're not familiar with Collins makes George Strait guitars. They're a Texas-based company. I'm very familiar. They make mandolins. Basically, they're kind of their own little war. A lot of country music, like Alan Jackson plays one. George Strait definitely plays a signature Collins.
And these Waterloos, they made a totally different brand to make these under. And go back to that back, man. Going back there, yeah. And I think that's pretty. But anyway, it looks like the old school Stella guitar.
Knowing that Collins made this, I have a different outlook.
That's what I thought you probably would. Collins, man,
I love Collins, so therefore
top tier maker, man. But the Waterloos, they made them under their own brand because they don't fit in with any other Collins guitars. These guitars, they have a vintage sound. I mean, they have a vintage look. They're a lot different than their big, dreadnoughts. And there's a little difference in the money on them too.
Y'all, I got a problem. I got this little Martian here down beside my feet here that's just rubbing all on me. Inland.
The new cat.
She loves her belly rubbed, and she wants me to know when she wants her belly rubbed. But that's okay because I love this kitty cat.
That's our new mascot. Anyway, if you haven't checked out a Waterloo guitar, go check one out, Lee.
This is my next one, and anybody else that's watching. So,
yeah, that's nice.
So we've got
another dream guitar though.
Custom shop Fender. Red Sparkle.
See, I just have, and you're an electric man, not just an electric man, but you like electrics, and I just never play them. I just can't see putting that kind of money. I know what goes into an electric. I just can't see paying that kind of money for a bolt-on neck electric guitar, man. But there's a lot of value in it. I mean, that guitar is probably, you probably get money back out of it like that too if you wanted to sell it. So, it's all in what you're into.
Yeah, that's got my mouth watering over here. So
yeah, it's definitely awesome.
Yes,
I love it.
And Lee Sequence is beautiful. Here's something I want to mention as well, or that comes to my attention here is, Squire's got the classic vibes. I want a classic vibe. I seen a classic vibe I played the other day that I was like, ready to walk home with.
And it was a Squire?
Mm-hmm. Classic vibes. And I want one just because. If you guys don't know, this past week I made an endeavor.
What would you do to it if you had it though?
I may upgrade the block in the bag, but it's a pretty solid piece. Yeah. Or the bridge, but catch what? Catch this. I literally went out and no joke, bought this past week. I did amp trading. Got rid of my Black Star. I got a Fender Blues Deluxe.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So that was pretty
That's
great.
A pretty good move, I feel like.
Yeah, so it was a Mexico made one.
Yeah.
And Blues Deluxe, I gave them that plus a little something else. Yeah. But the Black Star, and that's going to be my new rigging amp.
So what makes this guitar so special to you?
I've always wanted a red sparkle guitar. The
Yeah.
aging, and I like it's got a rosewood board, and I
Yeah.
just think this guitar would be creamy, heavenly.
Oh yeah, I'd say it would. I'd say it'd have some
It's got the
super good
vintage
tone.
spaghetti logo
Yeah.
and stuff, and this is a whopping $4,500.
Wow.
Journeyman, really? Okay. Are you ready for the next piece?
I'm ready. Changing speed a little bit here. Yeah, this one's me too. So I've got this right here is it's a Newman MCM 114. These just came out, you all. They're a brand new device.
And someone's actually, no joke, put one of these on Marketplace a week ago. I guess they bought it, didn't like it, it's already gone.
They probably bought it and decided they didn't want to have that much money in it. I've never heard any complaints on a Newman device. They make the best condenser microphones in the world. I mean, the U87, you know, that's who makes it. But the reason I want one of these is because I play a lot of different guitars and a lot of different instruments. I'm really into acoustic instruments. I have spent the money one time before I met Brandon. I hired somebody to put an LR bag system in one of my ukuleles. But man, I just don't want to do that like 10 times, you know, and I want to be able to play anything I've got at church or wherever I may want to play. I mean, you know, open mic, whatever. I want to be able to play all my instruments plugged in if I want to, and I want to have the same control over every one of them when I play.
And this is at a whopping $699.
That's a lot of money. You can go buy some electronics for your guitar for $300 or less, but it's not that easy to move them from instrument to instrument. This thing's got this clamp that you see on here, and that clamp, it'll clamp on any instrument you've got right on the body of your guitar, and you can position that mic wherever you want to. And like I said, it's the highest quality microphone company there is. So I can't see it not being great. People in orchestras have been using this exact capsule for years. They just can't. Basically, the only thing that's new about it is the guitar clamp setup.
And I'm going to take the next piece, I guess, now.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh, yeah.
a vintage Gibson amp.
Yeah, you never see Gibson amps, man.
Kalamazoo made, of course.
I mean, how many of those amps, Gibson amps, have you just ran into?
I seen one of these a couple years ago at a Guitar Center down in Nashville.
Yeah.
I haven't seen another one since.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty rare, man. I've been messing around with guitars for years, going in and out of guitar stores for years.
$700 to take this thing
20,
home.
and I never run into these. I've saw like one Gibson amp in my life in person.
So this is what we're looking at here, guys.
So you know, these right here, are they their own thing from the ground up, or are they very similar to anything else that's out there?
I mean, Gibson's got some other amps. I mean, I don't know. Some people try to copy.
I just wonder if they're on par with, you know, some other company.
I mean, there's people that have legitly tried to copy this amp.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good looking amp, man. I mean, it's got some age on it, but I'd say it's got some nasty tone in it too. I'd say it sounds great.
Yep, and you see there, Gibson Electronics, division of Gibson Incorporation, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
When did they last make? Do you know when they quit making amps?
I don't know. If somebody knows, let us know. Early solid state or tube. I think it's tube. I'm not sure. If anybody knows any more information.
Yeah, anybody that's a Gibson Amp Pro, throw us some information.
Yeah, but I mean, amps are so versatile. And we'll talk about some more gear when we talk about our favorite gear here in a minute.
Yeah.
But we're going to change paces here.
Yeah, man. I do want to talk about this. So this I started buying ukuleles, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer. And I got hooked up with this company. It's called the Ukulele Site, or Hawaii Music Supply. Anyway, there's a couple guys that work there ever since I've been dealing with these people. And those guys are virtuosos on ukulele. That's one of them right there in that picture. His name's Corey Fujimoto. I don't know if, but that's a sound sample of this instrument. We'll see if it'll play for you here. This is top quality instrument here for a ukulele. It's about as good as it gets. It's not going to let us show it. Anyway, this ukulele, these guys, this guy and his partner, the way I gather, they're kind of in control of the. You got it muted.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Hopefully, you guys can hear this.
Yeah, let's try to listen to this real quick.
And we don't own rights to this video, so
no,
it's your respective contents.
Yeah. This is just purely for a sound sample. That's probably good enough. Anyway, this ukulele, I'll tell you just a little bit about it, what makes it special. This company, they're called Anui Nui. And they've got a division here, and I don't know where their main division is, but these guys, the guy that was playing it there and his partner in crime, they are, I don't know if they're owners. They have something to do with the company. But anyhow, that thing's got moon spruce for a top. And if you don't know what Swiss moon spruce is, this stuff is, it's some of the strongest spruce out there. It is super resilient to humidity changes and stuff, and the tone on it's crazy. And it is harvested at it's harvested when the moon is at a certain phase. That way the sap is like it needs to be, right, in ideal circumstances whenever they harvest the wood.
All right,
and
so
they lay them down with a helicopter, man, so they don't hit the ground hard when they cut them.
So we're going to show you a little demo of the Skylark here.
Yeah.
We talked about that. So here's a little demo.
Visit sweetwater.com for the widest.
We've got Simon Austin here.
It's cool, man.
Hello, good people of the internet. So today we look.
I'm just going to skip through so we get some sound demos. It's got a great clean sound.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of gain.
We'll listen to a little dirtier. It's got a nice sound.
Yeah, it does.
So we're gonna go. So
is that all the gear? That's all the reverb stuff, right?
Yeah, we're still gonna go. We'll go to reverb here now. We'll look up our favorite gear that we're gonna talk about, so they can see it for reference. Unless you just want to talk about it.
I'm gonna show them my gear. I got it right here.
Oh well, I don't have.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll go first, and then I'll do my three. We'll talk about it. Then I'll go back to me and John camera view, and he can show you yours. So mine is a Slash Dunlop Crybaby.
Sad thing is, as long as I've been playing guitar, I wouldn't even know how to use that thing.
He's an acoustic guy, that's why I'm the electric guy. And acoustic.
Oh, I like to hear somebody that does know how to use it.
And all rights go to Jim Dunlop, USA.
Now, I'm not one of those guys that really spends a lot of time looking up vintage wah-wah pedals or all the different types that are made, although I'm familiar with a few. I've always used a Crybaby, so that's always been the wah-wah pedal of choice. I'm able to express myself in a certain way with the wah-wah pedal that is very important. You know, it's something that you control with your physical actions. And
My
so
hero,
it's very
y'all.
organic. It's not processed, so to speak.
You don't know who that man is? He is single-handedly one of the
What
most
makes Dunlop
baddest,
unique
crazy
is the fact that
guitarists.
no matter what it is,
there he is.
they're always willing to try
Yeah.
and go for it.
I
to
sound
make it
awful.
happen. So
I had dental work done
they're
yesterday.
constantly asking me, do you need anything? Is there anything that we can do? You know, basically, can we design something for you? Is there a deficiency in your setup that we need to fill the gap with? The thing that led me to the Slash sort of signature Crybaby was I wanted to have a traditional wah-wah pedal with all the Crybaby subtleties and all that kind of stuff. But at some point in Velvet Revolver, I'd taken a Crybaby and mixed it with some weird pedal, some sort of distortion pedal, and put them both on at the same time. This is in the early Velvet Revolver days, and came up
Yeah, I'd
with this
say that's,
insane, out of
pretty
control sort of.
Done is we've taken
Universally
classic
loved
Crybaby.
piece of gear.
Yeah, I won't make y'all go through all that. So you got the Dunlop, and then I've got my Blues Deluxe, and we'll kind of discuss the gear and stuff. And I'm gonna go back here so y'all can. And it's playing. All right, so let me get our screen back up. There we go.
You got it. You got it.
Sorry, when we switch between these, we have to adjust back. So yeah.
What do you want me to do one?
Yeah, go ahead. Just talk about yours, and we'll have this.
So whenever you're an acoustic guy, and pretty much exclusively, most of what you've got is acoustic guitars. But I do have one piece of gear that I will talk about, and it's made, it brought me leaps and bounds in this, what we're doing right here in podcasting. And it's this mic that I'm talking on here. It's a Shure. It is a Shure MV7. I've been using this for a while now, and it's been a pretty good little workhorse for me. USB or XLR, you can hook it up either way. I've been running it USB if I was going to record with it, and I'm going to try to because it's got a great sound to it. I've played guitar into it, I've sang into it. I'm going to use XLR when I start trying to use it to record. But anyway, that's a piece of gear. And then the most piece that I use the most that I was going to show you today is this thing right here. and it's my Eastman E20P.
That is a solid killer guitar. Play a little demo for us.
Thank you.
I want to hear what it sounds like again for the 1,000th time.
It's solid rosewood and Adirondack spruce is what it is. I don't know if you'll get a good sound out through that mic that high up or not, but anyway. Anyway.
John, somebody wrote you a comment.
He said, "You sound just like you, Jonathan McWhorter." Well, that's exactly what I was trying to do with this mic, man. I was trying to sound, I wanted something that would make me sound like me. So it's doing me pretty good, I guess.
And I was using an SM58 on here. I've switched mics. Now I got a permanent setup here. And I've got
I
this
dig
Samsung.
that one too.
It's a CO1U Samsung USB studio condenser mic.
It actually does better than anything you've had. It really does. I like it.
We've been trying to figure this out. Even still now, we still like adjust things, move things around. And
but
Lee,
I think we've got our setup as good as we've ever had.
Lee, you've never answered today's question of the day. What is the worst piece of gear you have ever bought? We want to know. On today's episode of General Hospital, we want to know what is the worst piece of gear you have ever bought.
Oh, I've got one of the coolest little pieces of gear I've ever bought.
This thing here, the story. Tell me the story behind it.
Story.
It's a lucky story.
It's a lucky story. So, let me see if I can get it just about halfway tuned up. I haven't played this thing in a long time.
Colby Conley, thanks for liking the stream.
Anyway, this thing's really tedious to tune, guys. It's old. The story behind this is my last piece of gear I'm going to talk about. This is
Colby.
This is a Martin SO. This thing was made. It's a CF Martin and Company ukulele. This thing was made probably, I don't know, maybe in the 30s or something. I haven't really dated it completely. It's all mahogany. It's vintage, and I wouldn't part with it for anything. It's got the straight back tuners on it. It's a soprano, which is the smallest standard ukulele. Anyway, I got the original little canvas carry bag that came with it from Martin. A friend of mine, and Lee knows this guy. I'll just say his first name. His name's Tommy. Friend of mine named Tommy. He come across this thing, and actually, I think he found it at the Salvation Army, and he picked it up, brought it home, and he gave me a call one night, and he wanted me to kind of give him an appraisal on it. And of course, I'm not going to lie. As soon as I saw this thing, he sent me a picture of it. He knew it would drive me nuts. I get the picture of it, and I'm thinking I've got to give him an honest appraisal, even though I want it, and that's hard to do when you want it, and you really can't afford to pay a huge amount for it. But it's a friend, so you got to be honest about it. So I went over there and I said, "Listen, I would like to have this thing. I'm going to tell you what I think it's worth." And I told him it's probably worth like $500. I would say that it is. And it's got some dingers on it. I mean, it's not like perfect, but it's pretty tight. And I said, "Man, I'd say it's probably worth about $500. And, but I will tell you what I will give for it." And I told him what I would give for it. And because I was honest with him and a friend, he let me buy it for really close to what the number I first mentioned, and I will always appreciate him for that. But anyway, it's one of my favorite little cool pieces to get out and show people.
So Colby Conley says his worst piece of gear he ever bought was an Ibanez Geo. I can second that motion. Those are not the greatest.
I haven't had much experience with Ibanez.
And then Lee Sinkhorn, I'll let you take that one.
Lee Sinkhorn. He said he had Lee Sinkhorn says, I had an interesting night one time, and I bought a few pieces of gear off of Wish. Yeah, I know, horrible idea. And it was all part of a big bonfire. Oh man.
Well,
I hate that.
Here's a question though, Lee. Did you get a good s'mores out of that bonfire or a good weenie?
cook some hot dogs over it. I've never dealt with Wish, man, but I have heard
horror stories.
Yeah, I've heard you don't want to deal with that.
Maybe one of these days when me and Jonathan get a budget and get some money for this podcast, maybe we'll be ordering stuff off of Wish and doing some kind of crazy review.
Yeah.
But that's when we actually get money and we actually are successful with this. Not saying we are, but he said he did make s'mores and weenies.
He did make s'mores. I tell you, man, that's just devastating to get ripped off. While we're talking, I have got to tell you all a funny story. This just happened to me last night. So here's my story. Last night, I sat up kind of late. I was about passing out. Fell asleep sitting up on the couch. Finally got up, laid down. So this morning I wake up and I look at my phone and I've got this message from some strange guy on Messenger that I don't know. And I look down and the message said, it says, thanks for the offer. When and where can we meet up? And it had an offer of $450. I had offered this dude $450 for a Line 6. It was an effects. It was like a Helix. Is that what you said it was?
Yeah, Helix, I think. It
was an effects box of some sort.
He bought a multi effects pedal board from Line 6, a Helix.
So I paid $450. Well, it's saying that I paid $450 for it, and the guy's accepting my offer, and we got to meet up. So all I can figure is after I went to sleep last night, I had my phone laying beside me, and I slept on the couch. I had my phone laying there, and I think my little French bulldog walked all over my phone because not only did he make this offer, but he also sent a copy of the link to the device I supposedly bought to like 3 of my friends, just random people on my messenger list.
Here's a question for you. Are you going to be more careful with your phone at nighttime now?
Next time, I will make sure my dog cannot get to my phone because I spent like the first hour of my day today trying to clean this mess up. First, I messaged the seller guy, and luckily he just thought it was so hilarious that he did not hold me to it.
What did you think? What did your wife think about this?
Oh, she thinks it's hilarious because she's not the one that
I can see her laughing right now. And,
she didn't have to send out all the messages saying, I know you're wondering why I sent you a link to a weird device, because the people I sent it to have no clue what it was.
You don't, and Lee Sinkhorn, I was laughing at this earlier, you don't need a budget on Wish. You just need a buzz.
That's funny. Hey, Richard Poole, late getting here.
Oh, you guys are incredible.
I'm glad you jumped in, though. But yeah, Rick, if you missed that, last night Jax stepped all over my phone after I went to sleep, and he got on Marketplace and he ordered a $450 effects processor for me. So I had to message the guy and tell him that my French Bulldog ordered it. I said, I know this is going to sound like the craziest excuse ever, but evidently my dog has walked all over my phone and opened a bunch of stuff up and bought this from you, and I don't even play electric guitar. So, and the guy laughed and laughed. And he sent me all kinds of laughing emojis, and he said, no problem, man. It's not a big deal. But if you want an electric guitar, I got one of those for sale too.
Yeah, if Jonathan needs an electric guitar, he will be 816 Stanford Road for his electric guitar.
That was just a crazy thing that happened to me.
Richard said he's had the same thing happen.
Richard, I'd say other people. Obviously, you could have your phone in your pocket and do something crazy like that, but And the funny thing is, one of the people I sent the link to was my dad's partner, one of his business partners. And he actually thought that I was wanting him to, because he sells cars on Marketplace. He thought I wanted him to order it for me also. So I almost bought it twice.
Did you tell your dad about it? Or he probably...
I haven't talked to him yet.
He's probably going to get a kick out of it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure. So my father one time, I'll tell you this story, and if he sees it, if I'm not mistaken, one time he ordered something off this website that was shady, and I think he ended up getting like women's underwear instead of what he ordered, a phone case.
Yeah, man. Be wary, guys, of where you order stuff from.
Richard, answer today's question of the day. Every Tuesday we're going to have a question of the day. What is the worst piece of gear you ever bought? That's today's question.
Oh, I know the answer. I know the answer to the worst piece of musical instrument gear that he's ever, the biggest disappointment. I'm sure I'll have it right.
Well, only Mr. Poole Sr. can answer that.
I think I'll know it. Lee Sinkhorn said, I'm going to tell my wife my dog bought my next guitar. That's a good idea, man. Oh,
I was about this close to like walking away out of here with that Gibson.
Colby, I saw your comment there about if you want an acoustic 12-string. Man, I tell you what, Colby, that's a nice acoustic that you're talking about. Brandon was telling me a little bit about it. I'm just not a 12-string guy, man. And plus, I really don't need to buy any more instruments right now. But it's a nice piece. I think you'll do well on it.
Yeah, I wish I could right now, but I've got so much other stuff.
Man, Larrabee makes an excellent guitar, man. They do. I've owned one of them, and it was great. Anyhow, man, sometimes sitting here waiting to see if Richard Poole will tell us what his worst piece of music stuff he's ever bought and brought home, what he regretted the most. He might not be. Why? He might be working, man.
He said it.
Oh, he said it. I haven't seen it yet.
He said something about an Alvarez. Is that it or no?
No, he's talking about something he would buy, something he would want.
Now, see, Richard's interested. He's willing and dealing for that Larrabee.
No, he says Alvarez.
No, he said how much for the Larrabee.
Oh, how much for the Larrabee? Remember, it's a 12-string, Rick. Which I know he likes 12s. So,
well, we'll wait on Richard. So, talk about some more favorite gear and some stuff that I wish I never bought. Another thing I wish I never bought was I ended up buying this guitar. I'll tell you this is when I was first in business. And ended up buying this guitar. And even the best, I was still new to the business and still new to everything, trying to figure out what I wanted, what I was going to get. And this guy came in with this unbelievably like really super cool guitar. I don't remember what it was, but all I remember is I paid $200 over used price or new price, and it was used. And I think I'd end up looking at something wrong or doing something wrong, but I'll tell you what, after that, I've never done it again.
I've always been fortunate on the instruments I've bought. I've always either, pretty much broke even or came out ahead on them, except for one.
Let's
take the one that I bought brand new.
Take a quick minute. Isabella, thanks for sharing the stream. If you don't know who Isabella is, she owns Mi Pueblo, number 1, and number 2, she is one of the most sweetest ladies you'll ever meet. She works hard in both restaurants to bring good quality food, good service, and literally to be the boss lady, she works just as hard as everybody else.
Oh, yeah, man.
And she is always taken care of, always got a smile, always checking on you, and she's one of the greatest people you could ever meet. If you're around the area, go support either one of her businesses. Go to downtown here. I love the downtown location.
Yeah.
It's always great.
I like both. I mean, I've had good experiences with both of them.
I have never had nothing on that menu that I didn't go home wanting a wheelbarrow. Like the portion sizes are great. Everything's great, and
okay, so I'm gonna read this from Lee Sinkhorn here. Lee says I got to run, but he also says he's got to run in a few. But he says they're having an open mic night followed by music by Damon Spiegel, and then Heavy Holler starting at 3 p.m. and that's Saturday, October 8th at 205 Nosco Road, BYOB, and your own chair as well.
And make sure you all come out tonight to support open mic. It's going to be a fun time. Great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. Everything's great. So Richard still never told us what his worst gear buy was.
You know, I think he kind of got excited whenever he started reading about a Larrivee on here. I think that got him a little excited. Lee says Junction City. Rick, if you're still there, man, if you can get it in there before we're done today, try to tell us your most regretted music instrument purchase, gear purchase that you've ever got.
I ended up losing money on this gear I bought, and it tore me up for about 2 weeks. And you said something. I'll let you make that out.
Yeah, I got it. He left the T out of Antis. Yeah, there we go, Antis.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. One time he bought a guitar this guy claimed that he made, and he got it home, and we got to really paying attention to which he bought it cheap, but it was still like $100 and some bucks, and the dude claimed he built it, but it was he inlaid his name into a first act. It was pretty rough.
Richard thought it was real.
For a minute. I mean,
yes.
Long enough to get home with it. I mean, it was so cheap. I mean, you thought, man, $100 for a nice acoustic, and it didn't. When your eyes are big and you pick something up and you play it, and you think you found the deal of a lifetime. I do it all the time, man.
But First in Business bought that guitar. I mean, it was great. And I'll tell you something. You can never have too many tacos, especially when it's like for me, Pueblo. Like, I've ate so many tacos here and so much here, and like I'd never get tired of it.
I'd say you do eat a lot of tacos doing them open mic nights up here.
I go there Monday night for karaoke is great. I mean, it's all great. Her managers and everything, they work hard to take care of you. So come out to open mic and support me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of fun people.
And Richard and Colby, if either one of you all want us to hook you up with one another to talk about your Larrivee or whatever, we'd be glad to try to get you all together on that. Oh, look, Isabel is here. She says, love you, Brandon. You guys doing a great job. Thank you, Isabel.
Well, thank you.
We really appreciate that. You're doing a great job at both of your locations in Danville there. I'm loving that place.
Yes, part of the reason why I can't fit this hoodie. Making a joke. No.
Yeah, I digging some fajita quesadilla. That's kind of what I'm into.
Yeah, you got my mouth watering for food now.
Yeah. But guys, good episode.
Yeah, y'all come back and see us.
Shoot us some ideas or something. If you all got ideas for future episodes, we're open to ideas. So shoot us some ideas, and we'll take a look at them.
Shoot us ideas. Come on, anything really in that sense. I'm gonna go try to sell guitars and fix a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to sell some real estate and
Jonathan McWhorter, Lincoln Realty. Go see him.
Give me a holler, 606-669-8225. I'd love to help you find one.
Me at 816 Stanford Road, Danville, Kentucky, Frizzell Guitars. I'll be here till 6 o'clock throwing down some sweet deals.
All right. Y'all have a good week.
You too.